Hi, this is Bishop Craig in Lansing, and this is take one for the week of the 28th of April. Peace be with you. I'm all dressed up because I have some important Zoom meetings and I'm doing some recording of several videos today. So I get to look kind of spiffy. And then tomorrow I have more Zoom meetings with some bishops. On Wednesday we have staff meeting. And on Thursday is, are you ready? The pre-assembly budget and compensation guidelines discussion. That will be Thursday evening. If you are a voting member, you should have received your Zoom link to come to that session. So I will look forward to seeing a bunch of us there as we talk about compensation guidelines and the budget. I'm grateful to Chelsea Satterley for planning the event and for Sandy Schlesinger and Dan Carter, who will be doing the presenting. Then this weekend, I hope to be up north by Thursday, because on Sunday, I get to be at Zion in Cadillac as they celebrate their 150th anniversary. Pastor Sprang will also be up north. He will be at New Life in Alcona County as part of their stewardship emphasis. And then Pastor Bright will be in Allegan as we support Pastor Chris as he does his military duties. So we are all over the state this weekend. The gospel reading continues Jesus' talk of being the vine and us being branches. When I taught preaching, I would warn students, and I have to warn myself, not to overplay the metaphor. And that's kind of what Jesus does. He keeps taking it deeper and deeper. The problem we have is that we hear half of it last week and half of it this coming Sunday. And so it feels to us like the emphasis has changed from vine and branches to love. And what the link is, last week he told us to abide in me, and now he's telling us abide in my love. And so, as the Father has loved me, so I loved you, abide in my love. And he wants us to love one another. The commandment is, love one another as I have loved you. And Jesus takes us to laying down his life for his friends. So how does this all work? Well, the reality is the only thing that is going to motivate us to love one another as Jesus loves us is if we are keenly aware of, or if we abide in Jesus' own love. So Jesus' love for us becomes the incentive, the motivation, the sustenance, and the power by which we love one another. Because if we think we will love each other because each other deserve that kind of love, we will be disappointed. Or if we think people will appreciate that kind of love, we will be frustrated. In fact, we might be rejected for doing loving things, as Jesus was. It might be easier to do nothing when the loving thing is hard and is going to create conflict, as Jesus' love for us did. We abide in Jesus' love because that becomes the motivation, the sustenance, and the power by which we can love one another. And when we love one another, and when our love expands beyond, my circle of friends or my congregation to include all or more and more of one another, then we participate in Jesus' own work of creating the reign of God on the cross. So loving one another is the way that we proclaim and extend Jesus' own risen, abundant life and love. And the only way we can love one another as Jesus loves us is by being keenly aware of Jesus' love for us. So we abide in Jesus' love. So it's important that when we preach, we don't run too quickly to love one another. We need to recount, reflect, and recall Jesus' love for us. I think anniversary celebrations are a good time to do that, to recount, recall, and reflect upon Jesus' love for this congregation, Zion and Cadillac, for 150 years, but not like to go, oh, that was so nice, but as motivation and power to move into the future and to have a future marked by loving one another, with the one another getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's what I'll be preaching in Zion and Cadillac this Sunday. After Sunday, we kind of turn the corner and move toward Synod Assembly. That's what lies ahead. So I would ask you, if you're a voting member, to please read the assembly materials, honor the deadlines, be it the commitments, both the budget and compensation guidelines and the technology sessions. Those are really important. We all need to become refreshed on how to use Zoom and how to vote so that we can keep the assembly moving. Voting members, you have a real stake in how the assembly goes by how prepared you and I are. So please come to those technology sessions. And if you're not a voting member, won't be coming to the assembly, please pray for our assembly, both that it runs smoothly and that Jesus is present and that we are open and do God's will. So I'm Bishop Craig, and may the peace of Christ be with you always. Take care.